What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Talk Punch. Thanks so much for joining us. Now, whether you're watching us here on YouTube or listening into the audio version of the podcast, make sure you go ahead and subscribe, and then come back here every Wednesday to see what we're talking about. Kind of like this week's topic, we are going over our top 3 movies we think deserve to be remade. I know. Everybody groans at the remakes, and the studios come out and the studios say, we're going to remake this movie that you love, and everybody says, but why? But hey, maybe there's some movies that kind of deserve to be remade, that it could be a good thing. So we're listing our top 3. I am Brody Hanson, joined by
Charlie.
Too dumb.
There we go, guys. All right. How was this list, guys? Was it good? Did it make you happy?
So I employed a very specific methodology in my list. I've got 3 movies.
Okay.
1, I want it to be redone because of technological reasons.
Sure.
Number 2, I want it to be redone because I feel like the source material was better than the movie that got made from the source material.
Okay.
And number 3 is a great movie, and through no fault of its own, just needs to be redone to be introduced to a new, younger audience.
There you go. Tudong, how about you?
You know what? I actually went a little bit different. I was thinking myself, if we could just kind of take a side and maybe go into a land of what if, and if we could remake it so that it just is better without the stigma of a remake. Just hoping to just erase that thing and then make it better with a suggestion or two. That's how I kind of went at it. So like it would not be, if it was the same scenario, like they would not be. I would be very much against doing this if it was like, all right, and now we're gonna do either any of these. I'd be like, that's well, maybe except for the last, maybe the first one. Wild card, man. Come on, wild card.
There you go. You're our wild card. Yeah, and then I just went with movies that I thought could have been better. So.
It's good. It's good.
All right. Okay. Well,
I can't wait to see your guys' lists. I'm excited.
I know. I'm really curious if we're going to have any crossovers. Do you guys think there's going to be any crossovers? No?
I don't think so.
No. We'll see. I don't know. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start it. I believe I am up first. And mine is Doom.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Doom is not a good movie. Doom, even the video game, light on story, right? But I will tell you, I've got from when I was a kid, right? These Doom novels from when I was a teenager. And I really liked them. I think that you can make a good story out of Doom. I think that there is potential in there for a really cool movie. So, because this movie was not good, I think that it could be remade into a good movie. Get a good writer on it. It's interesting. You go onto Mars, you're fighting monsters. Yeah, I think it'd be good. So, did you guys see this movie?
I did. And I agree. It could be remade at any point and it would be good. Better.
Yeah. I think it could be really cool. I think it could. So.
Couldn't be worse.
It's true.
Carl Urban in it. I mean, Carl Urban, The Rock. Yeah.
I know. It could have been good.
Bad cast.
And they did.
Would you remake it with the same people, or would you just kind of change everything around? Like,
I'd probably change everything. I don't know. Because the video game is like a solo guy, and this one they came in with like a team. Like have it a solo, like kind of scary action movie of this guy stuck on a space station fighting monsters from hell. Like it could be cool. They dropped the ball. They dropped the ball on this.
Sounds good. It sounds good.
All right. Moving on to Tudong's number 3.
Many times they say this has already been remade, especially with like Deadpool, but this was one of those things where it's really not that difficult to get it right. And for some reason, that's the opposite of what they wanted to do. So many different things. If they had just made it easier, simpler, I mean, it could have been unbelievable. You could have given us a real like backstory with Wolverine. You had Liv Schreiber as Sabretooth, everything. But then you've got like adamantium bullets, and I know it came back into Logan, but they really could have made it good. You get the first time we have a Gambit on the silver screen, and yeah, no, I mean, the only thing that I would do with this is I would have just made this based more on the actual origin of it, which it surprisingly was not. I mean,
they touched on it in the very beginning.
It was like a no-brainer, you know. They have like a wonderful origin that people love, and then they're like, forget it. We don't care. I guess I don't know all these different things, but I mean, it was an excellent setup, and it was an excellent idea, and you got excellent performers. And then we saw what happened, and it was shocking. Shocking. Things got fixed, but things could be fixed better. You give it one other chance, make it a bit more like, like the actual, like the actual backstory. And I think that's all you would have to do. I think you nail it with that.
This was a bad movie.
Very disappointing.
Now, do you want it remade with Jackman? Are you wanting Jackman to come back?
It's funny. I think it would have been really cool to keep who they had. You've got Ryan Reynolds. You got Liv Schreiber. Nothing wrong with Hugh Jackman. This is one of those where I would prefer the actual thing never happened at all. Like, let's just kind of erase that from history and be like, whoa, wait a second. Guys, we've got this rich backstory right here. Let's just use that, a very easy fix. And I mean, sooner or later they're going to have to do it right anyway.
So you're just wanting that. You're just wanting an adaptation of the Wolverine origin comic book.
I think if they at least strove for that, I think that would make a much better, more compelling movie. I really do. I love the Weapon X. Even the Weapon X series is phenomenal. So I mean, like, I'm not saying, hey, everybody, we should get a better Wolverine or a better Deadpool. We have everybody's right here, and I'm fine with all of them. I was surprised with Liv Schreiber, but he knocked it out of the park like he always does.
The Weapon X one?
Saying is, fix the story, and then you got it. Everything else is there.
I got all the books tonight, man.
You what?
I've got all the books tonight. I brought out the Weapon X one.
Yeah.
We'll see if you have any of mine on in graphic novel form.
Probably not.
It is on one of yours.
No, this one isn't. But can we keep the scene where he pulls out the Toontown cartoon claws in the bathroom, and they're like
those were
the worst CGI. Like some 13-year-old at home on their computer put it in the movie. Dad, can I do a scene? Sure. Knock yourself out, kid.
Yeah, all you got to do is animate these claws. Don't worry about the fact that it was done so well in the first X-Men movie and then the second X-Men movie and the X-Men movie. But
we'll fix it later.
Fix it in post.
I'm forgetting something. I don't know what I'm forgetting.
I thought, you give a better story and then give him a little bit more focus. I think that would kind of fix it. I'm just saying, like, if you just fix it just a little bit, you get something good. And which is probably a lot of movies' problems, is they're like, hey, we have a release date. We don't have a script, but
Dylan,
I think this could have been a lot better, and it could have been done easier with the same people, everybody, just like that.
Did you call me Blob?
What, Bubba?
Did you just call me Blob? All right, moving on to Charlie's number 3.
All right, so this is the one that I would like to be redone because of technology.
Sure.
Because Polar Express is the creepiest animation. It's 2004, and there's no reason for it to look as bad and as horrifying as it does. Is this a good movie? I don't know. I can't get past that horrifying Tom Hanks face. And the whole thing plays like a nightmare. The train and the setting and the characters' faces, the whole thing, it's like straight out of a nightmare. look, you don't have to change the audio recordings. Just somebody update either the computer animation or hand draw something. Get rid of whatever that is, and let's just reset, because this could be a great Christmas movie, but I will never watch it again. This is not in rotation around the holidays in my house, because I don't want my kids waking up in the middle of the night picturing that Tom Hanks weirdly shaped mustachioed face and that 2004 animation style. There were a few movies that didn't quite make the cut here for that I would love to see redone just because of bad animation. But this is one I can't get past. I cannot get past it. So I would love to see them redo the Polar Express. Just reboot it. No one's gonna complain. No one's gonna say, "Oh, I really missed that old animation." No one's saying that. No one likes it. Everyone acknowledges. Even if you like the film, you got to acknowledge it. This looks dated and horrible. The moment it was made, it looked dated and horrible, which is a real feat. When you can put something out and have it look bad in the moment that it's created.
I wonder if they could almost just remaster this. Like, just, go in and put some power behind some of this processing and some of this rendering. And yeah, it doesn't, I don't know. I mean, I guess they'd have to have a budget. But...
Yeah.
Didn't Tom Hanks
didn't they have like adults do all the kid voices too?
Yeah, the whole thing is terrifying. It could be really redone as like a family movie that doesn't make you, wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Good. No. Don't put me on the train. Don't put me on the train.
No, this is a good pick, Charlie. I agree.
Very good pick. Very good pick.
All right. Moving on.
Pull out the novel, Brody. Where's the Polar Express graphic novel?
Oh, I think that's in with the Christmas stuff.
It's tucked away for the year. All right.
It is up in my garage right now. All right. My number 2. Oh, that's not right. Shoot.
Wait a minute. Someone's cheating over here.
Oh, man. That's from the last episode. All right. Dylan, do your number 2 while I fix this.
Okay. Well, my number 2 is Superman 3. And I'm going to say that the only two things that I would change. I would change the director who took over for Superman 2, Richard Lester. And they shouldn't have ever done that. They should have kept with the Richard Donner classic, and kept with the epic look. And, people are like, hey, we should get Richard Pryor out of this. I think they should have kept Lex Luthor as the bad guy. And no matter what, bad guy Superman should have been Bizarro. That would have been really cool. Bring that out a little bit more. This movie was supposed to be titled Superman 3 or just Superman versus Superman. And that was only like a one little sequence, and it was great watching him go bad. It would have been great seeing him be Bizarro, and you got the conflict in the junkyard and all that kind of stuff, and it was unbelievable. And maybe bring in some Brainiac on there, but, as instead of the the computer that wants to turn people into cyborgs in the scariest way possible. When he faces the computer, he gets put into a bubble, and they were like, you see Superman in space, and he's fine. He's talking. He seems breathing. But you get this plastic bubble around him, and it's like, let's see how long he can hold his super breath.
Yeah.
And we will turn people who are already scary into scarier cyborg. I don't know. But it's just a little bit of tweaking, and this could have been great. I'm not saying it should be remade at the moment. I'm just saying if it could be wiped from existence and then just focus just a little bit, we could have had genius. Instead, we've got the Sulkins, and they made this, and then they made Superman 4, and Canon had the whole thing. They just a little bit. If it was just, you got Bizarro Superman, you've got Richard Pryor, you've got Brainiac, and the scary cyborg, all that other stuff, and then you've got yourself a movie. But you should have just given it back to Richard Donner. He was making epics right there. He had a force picture kind of a arc, and not seeing that is just come on. I don't know what could be done for Superman 4, The Quest for Peace. Even though for some reason, as a kid, I really liked it. I don't know why. Superman 2 was just phenomenal, and I
Sure.
loved that as a kid. So I'm back and forth because 2 is one of the better ones, and 4 is definitely not. But I mean, this one is something that could be salvaged. This one you still could have Christopher Reeve. You still have all the people, just a little bit, and then it could be fixed.
So more than a remake, you just want them to go in and like a re-edit.
No, they need to do a little bit more than a re-edit.
Oh,
They'd have to. I'm just saying, I would if if I was going to remake something. If somebody said, if you had like 3 wishes, my wish is that you get rid of that version of the movie and you just correct it, just fix it up a little bit. You get your Pym particles and you go back and then you fix it. And you create horrible variants that ruin everybody's existence. But you also have a great movie. Imagine if Richard Donner had finished Superman 2 and then actually did Superman 3. Get Brainiac.
Would have been good.
Bizarro Superman, Christopher Reeve as Superman. I love it, and I mean that's when I heard remake. That's what I thought of.
Okay,
just change this and tweak it, fix it, and there you go.
All right.
I probably should have made it very different kind of ways of doing it, but I'll tell you, number 1 is going to break that stride.
All right, sounds good. Okay, well, I think mine should be good now. Hoping. Nope, this is Charlie's number 2. Got it.
Would you like me to talk about my number 2, or do we want to go to yours?
No.
It's still. Yep, it's still messed up. Okay, hold on.
Just talk about it. We don't need a poster.
It's a peek behind. It's a peek behind the curtain right now as I go through. Now I got to do all this again. I'm sorry, guys. My goodness.
That Tom Hanks.
Now, here we go. Here's my number 2. Sorry about the technical mix-up. My things didn't link correctly. All right. Running Man, right? How cool would this be to be remade? I watched this within the past year or so. It's pretty cheesy. I think better special effects, better technology. I think this could be really cool. We also have real reality television now. This could play into more reality than it was back in the day. I think it'd be really cool. I don't know who they get. Get The Rock. Whatever. Get somebody, somebody new that has a lot of personality, a lot of charisma, that can go in, that can deliver some cool one-liners, and then you get like the cool deaths. You get the cool bad guys with the cool like gimmicks and the weapons and the outfits. All this stuff. I think that if this were remade, I think it'd be really neat. I think it'd be really cool, and I would totally watch it. Charlie, you don't look convinced at all.
I'm convinced.
No, you're not. I saw that face.
No, it's
Sub-Zero now playing Zero.
We're just so close to this being a real thing anyway. So,
it's true. It's true.
It is true.
A couple years out, they'll just be like, oh, all right, but there it is. It's just a real show on television.
Well, there you go. There's what,
Charlie?
Charlie?
It's a good movie. Oh, it's a good movie. I was just segueing to my number 2, which everybody already saw anyway. So spoilers abounding. Look, it's a fantastic book and really just a fun series by Douglas Adams, who unfortunately passed away young, like 49 or something like that, from a heart attack. So there is a 6th book in the series that was commissioned by somebody else, but that was much later on. But the books are fantastic. I loved them when I was a kid. And there was some BBC stuff that was done with this, but this was like the first movie. I was really excited for this movie, and this movie's okay. It's fine. It's not if you've never seen it, it's fine. It is an adequate film of sorts. Really, honestly, this should be a fantastic TV show. They really should, because it's like there's so much material. It really should be a TV show. It'd be great. But the book is so good, and the series is so good. There's so much good stuff there. It'd be a real easy thing to go back and redo, and to just. And nobody's attached to this movie. Nobody's going to be mad that this gets rebooted. Nobody's going to pledge allegiance to the 2005 or 6, whatever year this was, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy
Martin
movie.
Freeman.
Yeah, he's great. But look, you're taking like books and books and books, and you're boiling it down to like this hour 45-minute, little kitschy tale. It didn't work on a deep and meaningful level. Is this anyone's top 5 favorite sci-fi films? No, but I bet the novel, the original, especially the first one, is going to be in some top 5 favorite sci-fi books for people.
There you go.
It's good, and if you haven't read it, read it. You guys are both readers. Read the book if you haven't read it.
I have it.
Restaurant at the End of the Universe.
Read it either.
Pull it out. Whip it out, Brody. Let's see it.
It's actually on the real bookshelf out in the living room. I would have to leave.
But have you read it? You have it, but have you read it?
I haven't.
Oh,
my wife
read it. Read it. You love sci-fi, Brody. You're gonna love this book. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, and then you're gonna want to read the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
Yeah, I think we have. I think we have all of them. I think it's like a big omnibus book with all the books.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. But anyway, I would love to see. Look, honestly, I would love to see this get made into a television show. It'd be fantastic. You could even still get Martin Freeman to, get Freeman out there. Whatever,
Sure.
Get Morgan Freeman, get all the Freeman.
There you go.
And just we can have some fun with it. But I would love to see. I would love another. I don't want this to be the end of this. The stories are so rich and so fun and so quirky. I don't want this to be the end of it.
I can't imagine it would be, right? It's a very famous book.
It's been 15 years, bro. Not a whisper.
True, bro.
But now the campaign has begun here on Talk Punch. I know there's a lot of execs that watch this show. I'm telling you right now, I'm giving you the golden ticket. You cash it. Hitchhiker's Guide, put it on cable. This is a TV show. This is a big winner for your network. The ratings are gonna be through the roof.
Interesting. Okay.
True.
Oh, it was a TV show in 1981.
Oh gosh, have you tried to watch any of that old BBC stuff?
No.
It bad. It real bad.
No.
It is not good.
All right. Yeah, I'm surprised that it hasn't been adopted. Like somebody hasn't grabbed this. That's strange. All right. Well, good pick. All right. Tudong, you're number one. I'm throwing things off with my mess up thing. So you're number one.
My number one is the one.
One.
Jet Li, right there. Now, I'm not going to lie. I thought this was an unbelievable premise. I thought this would be really fun, and I wanted to see Jet Li play all these different characters. And none of that stuff happened. None of them at all. I was shocked at how that really cool idea was wasted. So I could take it where they do something, figure out some kind of a better story where he's actually doing a lot more acting in it. But even if you were to remake it with someone else, another actor, I think it would be really interesting. It'd be something. Like a mix between. I guess this movie and a Happy Death Day or something like that. But because you're gonna sooner or later have to kill them all off. I could even see, for people who are fans of television shows like Charlie, I could see it being a television show, and they keep going in there. Maybe some
on TV.
Maybe some of them don't live, But you get different characters. You get much more interesting, and it's not just it's spoon fed and it's cliche and. I was very disappointed. So if this could be remade, I think that would be really a cool idea. Because I was so looking forward to an interesting, a sci-fi action story and all that. And then what we got was, I was rather let down. So if they did a remake, that would be great. It was actually originally supposed to be starring The Rock, oddly enough.
Really?
And then he kind of dropped out, and then they put a whole bunch of other philosophy because Jet Li was in it, and then they kind of threw out the rest of whatever interesting idea that they were, and then they just went straight forward to whatever it is. But I thought that he did a good job. He would have done an even better job, and I'd like to see it redone, whether it be with Jet Li or back in the past, I've been doing these, or if they just had somebody new like The Rock or somebody else. I think it would be an interesting premise, and I like to see it done in a really cool, intelligent way instead of just spoon feeding it to the audience.
I really like that poster.
Cool poster, right?
I really like the poster. I think it's really cool.
I thought when I saw the preview for it, I thought it was just unbelievable. Just even at the last bit, he's doing his whole thing in the odds. Like, this is fantastic. This is going to be great. He's going to be able to act. But, instead, he got to show off his acting chops and what we in America call Unleashed, and they call it Danny the Dog and the Others, where he played a person who's been kept in a box, basically, like a dog, like trained like a fighting dog.
Yeah.
His acting in that was unbelievable.
It was really good.
He's been fantastic. So, I mean, I just wish that this had been a little bit more something that he deserved to bring out his artistic acting side instead of just the martial arts, which is phenomenal as well.
Cool.
I think just show like a room full of screenwriters the poster, and then have them all work out a script based only on the poster, and then just pick the best one.
Well, I mean, it's multiverses. He's going through, and if you kill, you're always in every single multiverse. And if you die in one of them, then the energy is sent to all of the other yous in each different dimension. And I was just like, that is great. We're going to see him killing himself like 10, 20, 100 times or so. And we didn't really get to see any of that stuff. It was like at the end. That's at the end of this intriguing idea. And I'm like, that it would have been great to work our way up to that, because then it's just like,
well, your heart out,
know
Doctor Strange.
I just think it would be cool. It would have been cool, and it would be great to see if they had done this with and in a way that's not so fixated towards easy answers. And it didn't do great. Sadly, it could have done so much better, and it can do so much better. Any execs who are still watching, it can do a lot better.
There you go. There you go. Cool. All right. Well, there is Tudong's number one. And my number one is The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Ooh, that's good.
The movie's so bad that it made Sean Connery retire from acting.
Sean Connery never did another movie again.
He never did another movie after this.
He was not impressed.
Yeah, this, and there's been shows, there's like Penny Dreadful that was pretty similar. Kind of like a gathering of Victorian era legend folk. But this, like, the comics that were done by Alan Moore are great.
Really good.
Like this had so much potential. I guess it was like an early 2000s thing where they were just, I don't know. They didn't, I don't know what happened here. It was just, I remember seeing this in theaters, Charlie, with you. Dylan, you might have been there too.
Oh.
I can't remember. And we all walked out and we're so disappointed.
One of the worst I've ever seen. It was so bad.
It's like, how does that happen? How do you take...
Why was Mark Twain there?
They did that to appeal to more of the American audience, because every other character was a European-based literary figure. So they threw that in, and everybody's like, well, that was a stupid idea. All us Americans don't care about Huckman.
So yeah, so I think that this, especially with the way that people are enjoying, comic book and graphic novel movies, it'll never get a blessing by Alan Moore because he hates everything. But I don't, I'm not even sure if the rights are still belong to America's Best Comics or if they're Alan Moore. I don't know. But like, this should be remade. It's such a cool concept. It's this big ensemble cast. Like, I feel like it could do well now, and they should redo it. So
I agree. Yeah.
There is my number one, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. All right, Charlie, your number one.
All right. This, I don't know if this is controversial or not, but my number one.
Oh, Charlie
is Alien, and
let's hear it. It's okay. Let's hear it.
And look, this is a fantastic movie, but they keep churning out just garbage sequels to this, and it's been downhill since 3. The first one, fantastic. Second one, phenomenal. The second one, she spends the whole movie protecting. You're invested in these two characters, and then at the start of the third one, they're like, "Oh, and they died." And on to the next, and now let's tell a whole new, just right from the start, garbage. And then just bad sequel after bad sequel. You know what? Instead of running this franchise, this once proud franchise, continuously into the ground, let's start it over. start fresh, nuke it, get rid of everything. Let's cast a new Ripley. What a great character. Let's cast a new Ripley for a new generation. Tell the exact story again of Alien. Tell the exact story of Aliens, and then from there, new sequels. We're not redoing Alien 3 or 4. We're not doing whatever the most recent one, Covenant, Resurrection, whatever that was. I'm now mixing up Underworlds and Aliens.
Like 3. The guy who did
3 was real bad.
He was like, "Hey, we're gonna redo it."
They started trying to take them. It felt to me like starting with 3 that they were trying to turn them into more of like a horror franchise and less of like great sci-fi storytelling that happened to also be terrifying.
Sure.
And so it was just kind of like the characters getting killed off one at a time, like hunted, like just, and then hey, let's put new characters dying in a new ship. And it's just like this no progress in the story. Just kind of like, we'll kill off a few here. It's like the same thing over and over again. But those first two, and come on, don't you think? Come on, bro, don't you think? I know you're a big Aliens guy.
I'm a big Alien guy.
Can we start it again? A new Ripley for a new generation. Who's with me?
I just worry a little bit because those first two are so good. I mean,
you do them again. You do them the same. Same.
Honestly, okay. I liked Prometheus. I liked that one. I did. I enjoyed Prometheus. I didn't see Alien Covenant because it's not streaming anywhere, and I've mentioned this on the show before that somebody needs to have it streaming because I want to see it. But I liked Prometheus. I didn't like Alien 3, and I despised Alien Resurrection.
Oh yeah.
But do we start over? I don't know. That's tough, man. That's really tough. It's so good. It's like a classic.
It doesn't hurt it. Who cares? It doesn't. We're not starting it over by erasing the original. If they redo it, shot for shot, frame for frame, for a new generation, great. Then now there's a young person playing Ripley who can go on to carry a franchise and make it fantastic. It's like, and if it's bad, then you just never watch it, and you still have the first. You've risked nothing. You've risked nothing. You still get to keep your original, and you still can watch that, and you can be an old man on your lawn and say, the 1979 one was way better. Let me put this was 50 years ago, kids. Let me put it on. Let me tell you about movies. Or it's great. It's great. And Ripley once again becomes something that you in our common lexicon that we can communicate with our kids. Oh, people wearing Ripley costumes. Oh, hey, we can once again as a society be united. Come on, she was badass, bro. Ripley was awesome.
She is.
Yeah, she's gone. She's gone.
She's the best.
So let her live on.
You don't think that they should try to do one more with Sigourney Weaver, putting out a real Alien 3?
No. It's too much time has passed. It's too much time has passed.
Because look at
if you want to involve Sigourney, great, but not as let's start it over. Give me a young. This will be a fun fan casting. We do a whole video fan casting. We could pick a new Wolverine. We can pick a new Ripley. Come on.
Because Tudong, if they brought Sigourney Weaver back to do a new Alien 3,
they were going to bring Michael Biehn back too. He's not dead.
My fear is that we get the new Terminator movie where they were like, this takes place. It's Sarah Connor. It's after Terminator 2. We're just picking up. We're forgetting everything else that happened after this, and that movie did not do well. So
that's a good point.
That would be my fear. I don't know, Charlie. Maybe
reboot.
Would I watch it? Yeah. I mean, like, Alien is such a top tier franchise. They would have to get like really good people. This can't be like
is it a top tier franchise, Brody?
I think so.
The best movie was 1979, followed by 1986, and it's been garbage since. This is not a top tier franchise anymore. There was no T2 for this franchise. There's been no, and actually the Terminator Chronicles TV show was pretty good. Got canceled after a few seasons. That franchise isn't even a top tier franchise anymore. Anyone arguing that Terminator is still a top tier franchise? And that's had better, more recent success than the Alien franchise. You made Prometheus isn't even technically an Aliens movie, even though it was supposed to be. I mean, you're talking about a movie that was supposed to be part of this franchise. It's not even part of this franchise as a movie that you like. And then you said, and I hated this one, and I hated this one, and I didn't like this one. Those are the last three. And then you're like, I haven't even bothered seeing the latest one. You don't even like the franchise anymore. It died in '86.
No, like Terminator. Alien 2 is one of my favorite movies ever. It's just, I don't know, Charlie. Maybe
it's got to be done, bro.
Hey, you know what?
It's got to be done. Or you just kill the franchise. Just let it be dead. But I don't want any more of these non-Ripley sequels that are just cheap clones. It's like having a Nightmare on Elm Street without Freddy, and just like say, hey, it's just there's a new character. His name is Stevie, and he comes into your dreams, and he's got a hatchet. Watch out for Stevie, you know. And it's like, well, what are we doing here? What is this? I don't want to watch Stevie. Watch out for Friday the 13th, now featuring Eddie, and he's got a chainsaw. Watch out for Eddie. Come on.
I
mean, I kind of want to see Eddie in Friday the 13th now. I'm like, all right, Eddie, let's see what you got here, sir.
Let's see what you got. Now, if you're telling me just make another great sci-fi movie with a wonderfully strong, well-written female lead, great. We could do that, but it won't have the cachet. It won't have the cachet. You mean alien movie? People can be curious. People might be upset like you, Brody. People might be excited like me, or people might be indifferent like Dylan. But either way, they're gonna notice.
I look at it like they tried it with Terminator. How could it possibly be any better than that?
I don't think reboot Terminator.
I mean, what?
Terminator didn't get a reboot. They never rebooted Terminator, right?
Wasn't the last one kind of a soft reboot at least?
But it wasn't like a redo of Terminator 1.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they remade The Thing, right? It was like an early '80s thing, and it
wasn't supposed to be a prequel. I thought The Thing was a prequel.
No, I thought that it was.
The 2011 thing was a prequel. Yeah.
It was a prequel. Oh,
well, the 2011 one, like the new one, was a prequel. The one with Mary. Can't remember the last two names, but anyways, the later one is that is a prequel.
Oh, I thought that was.
That's what happens before the 1980 version. So they tried to do.
Yeah, Mary Elizabeth Winstead said, "Yeah, that's a prequel."
That's it.
I would.
No, I mean it's definitely a prequel.
Okay.
It's totally
Yeah, maybe I'd watch it. I'd be curious. You know what? Let's fan cast it. Let's go through.
Let's do it.
Let's fan cast the crew of Alien 1. Okay, and we'll see. Because if it's just a remake, we got to have all the same people. So we gotta
be same cast, yeah.
Same cast.
Well, let us know. Have you seen Alien or Aliens? Let us know in the comments.
Top tier.
And
franchise.
B, would you be open to a reboot, a restart, or like Brody, is it a sacred cow? Do not touch it. Step away from the reboot canon.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Or if any of these, by the way, if any of these rubs you the wrong way or the right way, just definitely let us know. Or maybe if we haven't thought of something, let us know so we can incorporate your thoughts.
Would you be opposed to like creating a Ripley style like Spider-Man? It's not a redo. It's just a character in a different set of movies. What about like a different set of Ripley movies?
Like the Earth Years or something, like when she had her kid?
Who knows?
When she's in
I'm just
she goes through school.
We get all these different James Bonds, and no one blinks, no one bats an eye. You know, it's just another James Bond movie. No big deal. Another Batman franchise, another Spider-Man. Why can't we have another Ripley franchise? If you won't give me remake, which I want, basically a shot for shot remake. If you won't give me that, then can I have another Ripley franchise with a young Ripley? Believe it or not, Brody won't let me have that either. Brody won't let me have Ripley. Believe it or not, he says no. You get no Ripley, and you like it.
Say, bro, just out of curiosity, would you be open to a Ripley style, of movies with either Alison Brie from Community or Gillian Jacobs from Community? Or Jeff Wingert.
Alison Brie. Because I saw her in Glow. There you go.
That's true. That's
There you go.
She's a very talented actress.
She can kick butt.
They both are.
She can kick butt. All right. Well, there we went a little bit long, but there is our top 3 movies that we think deserve to be remade. Charlie, take us home.
All right. Well, hopefully I didn't offend too many of you out there with my alien take. And if come on board. Click on some of these videos before if you want to hear some more harebrained ideas. Most of them will be better than the ones you heard tonight. And make sure you like and subscribe and definitely comment. Brody's so good about responding to all the comments and he loves hearing from you. Compliment his shiny dome. He just had it polished. And he got his beard trimmed at a hipster, as he put it. If the guy isn't in his 20s and have tattoos all over him, he's not touching Brody's beard. So
it's true. It's
true. He was recently touched by hipsters.
I was.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye.